Hey designers, drum roll please. The Profit Academy for Interior Designers is officially open. If you've been waiting for a step-by-step system to price your projects with confidence, maximize your profits, and finally pay yourself what you deserve, this is it. This is for you. Inside, you'll learn exactly how to shift from guessing to knowing your numbers. You can run your business like a pro and stop leaving money on the table. Enrollment is open now at the Profit Academy for interiordesigners.com, but the doors do close September 23rd. So if you're thinking about it, now's the time. Hi there, interior design lovers. Welcome back to the Business of Beautiful Spaces, the podcast where we blend design inspiration with all behind the scenes tips and tricks you need to thrive in your business. I'm your host, Laura Thornton, and with over 27 years in this interior design game and running a 7-figure design company, trust me, I've seen it all. I want to be your interior design bestie. I want to help you build the business of your dreams, make more money, and yes, ditch the stress along the way. I've been doing this for a long time, and now I'm sharing my knowledge with all of you, my fellow designers and decorators. All I ask in return is that you like, review, and follow this podcast wherever you listen, so other designers can find us and learn more too. So grab a coffee, get comfy, and let's dive into making 2025 your best business year yet. Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome back to the Business of Beautiful Spaces. I'm your host, Laura Thornton, and today we're diving into a topic that has been such a game changer in my journey, the value of mentorship, investing in your business education, and surrounding yourself with people who, quote unquote, get it. So let's be honest, entrepreneurship, especially interior design, can feel ridiculously lonely at times, and you're the only one making decisions, wearing all the hats, and sometimes it feels like you're doing it all within a vacuum. And that is where mentorship and community come in. And it's not just nice to haves, but it's essential for building a sustainable and thriving business. Let's start with mentorship or coaching or advising or guiding, whatever word resonates with you. Business coach, mentor, consultant, advisor, the point is the same. Having someone who has been there and knows what you're going through and knows how to get you where you want to go, and you're going to do it faster. So here's the truth. You can absolutely figure things out on your own, because some of us still believe that that is the best way to learn. But most of us do it for a while and realize how much time and effort it is taking. But the reality is doing it all alone sometimes means years of trial and error, costly mistakes, missed opportunities, lost hours and time with friends and family. Trust me, I know. I was that person. And a mentor can really shorten the learning curve. They give you the tools, the strategies, the perspectives, and they simply do it from inside your own business where you can't see it. It's like there's a flashlight in a dark cave and pointing out all the boulders so you don't trip along the way trying to get out. So just to give you context, I have had a business coach now for a while, and my business coach does not specialize in interior design, but he's helping me with the business and growing the business and the advertising and all the things that I am not an expert in, because I used to try and do it on my own. For years, I was doing it on my own because I thought that that was more cost effective, but really I was running myself ragged. I was running myself tired, and I was giving up time with my family to read books and to try and do a deep dive. And even when ChatGPTs and the ability to type things into a chatbot came to be, I was still thinking I could do it better. And the reality is it wasn't terrible. Was it furthering my business, and was I making? No. So I was like, I have to stop throwing this money and time at it and hire a professional. And if I had just done that years before, imagine what kind of money and time I would have saved, but B, I would have been that much further ahead. And so we learn all this along the way, but all of us are at different stages and hit that wall. And we don't know what to do next. And so we seek, we try, we find all that. And really, there is somebody who's done it. There is somebody who can get us there faster. There is somebody who can walk us through what needs to happen. There is somebody that can give you the roadmap. And that is what the business coach has done for me. And in addition to that, I found an entrepreneur organization that I belong to and have for almost a year. And I love that I get into a room multiple times a month to debrief and to talk, and you can connect, and everybody's having very similar issues in their business. This one is more it's skewed in a way and vetted in a way that's based on your revenue. So once you hit a certain revenue marker, you can apply to go into the entrepreneurship organization that I belong to. And then you're finding that doesn't matter what industry you're in, that people are having same issues as you, and you can bond and you can talk and you can figure out what's worked for somebody else, and you're guiding each other. It's like having your own board of directors. But it took me years and years and years to get to the point to even know that these kinds of communities existed. And, these are the things that are becoming mentorship in their own way. So however you want to phrase mentorship or call mentorship coaching, business coaching, your board of directors, all the different names you can give it. There are so many ways you can go around this, and there's so many ways that this can help you in your business. So this is something where it took me a long time to realize that this money spent was going to have a lot more value than I thought. And, these are things that I find once you do it, you find it easier to keep doing it because you can see the value and you can see what it's doing for you and your business. So the mentorship, I'm just going to kind of keep calling it mentor or mentorship for now. I know that can have very different verbs to describe it, but let's just call it mentorship for argument's sake throughout the rest of this podcast. But the mentorship or the mentor can shorten your learning curve, and it gives you tools and strategies, perspectives that you can't see. And, stat check, according to Forbes, mentored businesses are 70% more likely to survive beyond 5 years compared to non-mentored businesses. And the Small Business Administration reports that 30% of new businesses fail within 2 years. That's huge. But that number drops significantly when founders have ongoing support or via mentorship. And that's not fluff, that's real, measurable impact. There's also something that we talk about a lot when I'm in my mentorship organization, and it's the valley of death. And there are majority of small businesses never hit the $1 million marker. And this valley of death that only 4% get over and into that $1 million mark. And they say that it goes up almost 60% with the add-on of a business coach, a mentor, or an organization that's pushing you forward. Helps keep you motivated as well. So the perks of mentorship, it's helping you with speed and efficiency. You're skipping all the years of trying to figure it out. What can have taken me 10 years, I have now thrown into the online course called The Business of Beautiful Spaces, which we just started recently. But now you have to wait for the next lesson, like the next time we launch it, to be able to take it. But it was 10 years of me educating myself and building to over $1 million business. That was the first year I ever hit $1 million. And it was something where I have now taken all of that and I teach it to other designers and decorators and stagers, anyone who wants to take it, because it will save you a decade of trying to figure it out on your own. And it comes at a very sweet price for that, but it took me a lot of time. If I think about all the books I bought, it's not even a fraction of what it costs to take the Profit Academy. But regardless, what could take someone like myself 10 years to master, I can teach you in 6 weeks. It's like pressing the fast forward button on your success. And then within that, there's accountability. It is so easy to get lost in the shiny object syndrome that, we procrastinate or we get busy with work, and then it's making these tough decisions. So having a mentor means that someone is there to hold your hand and usually set fire to you in some way that makes it more supportive. If you knew that you were going to talk to somebody every month or every other month, and they gave you a list of things to tackle or to try or to, explore on your own, you're probably going to do it because you're not going to want to show back up and say, yeah, I didn't do it, but I'm here now and I'm going to pay you again to do the same thing over again. You're not going to do that. You're going to get the work done because now you're investing in yourself and your business. So you get this accountability that you didn't have before. And really what that brings, just out of those two, speed, efficiency, and accountability, really adds to an additional perk, which is your confidence boost. So decision fatigue is a real thing, and a mentor really helps make you confident with your choices, and they become very clear choices, and you stop second guessing and you start moving forward with the actions that were discussed. So then in addition to that, mentors can open doors. That is expanding your network. They know vendors, contractors, collaborators, and even clients. It's not who you know. I mean, it is what you know. It's mostly who you know. I've always said that. I believe it to be true. I've watched it unfold in my own life, and it's really worth more than the advice itself if someone can open those doors for you. And lastly, another perk I think is perspective. Sometimes we're just too close. I don't know about you designers out there listening, but I know I can design for everybody else, no problem. And then it comes to my house and I can't make a decision because I'm worried that something's going to come out in my new line of fabrics that my rep's coming in 3 weeks. So I might as well wait because then I might like something else that could work better. And then it just doesn't get done. So that is exactly the same perspective as your business. We're too close. We can't see it. It is another baby of ours. And sometimes a mentor can just zoom right out and look at the big picture and spot the opportunities and the blind spots that we're not seeing or that we don't want to admit to be true. So these are some really instant perks of mentorship, coaching, whatever verb you want to use. I remember the first week I had my business coach, and within the 45 minutes, my mind was blown. I'm like, I am a dum-dum who didn't do this sooner. Like, I was mad at myself and getting down on myself. I'm like, no, I am doing it now, and I'm just going to keep moving forward. And that is where I'm always at. And we're always trying. It doesn't matter how much revenue you have or how big your projects are or how many team members you have. There is always somebody who can help you with anything that's moving in your business or not moving in your business, or you're not sure how to move forward. So that's why I always say entrepreneurship can be lonely. And it is lonely. And as I mentioned earlier in this podcast, what I've learned from going and networking in other organizations is it's not just us, it's every entrepreneur, because they don't have people to ask. You can't talk to your staff about it. And if you don't have staff, are you going to talk to your friend about it who really doesn't get it? They have a guaranteed paycheck on Friday and usually benefits, and they're looking at you like you're out to lunch. So that is the thing that's the elephant in the room. It is lonely, and don't feel like you're alone, because everybody feels that way. And if you have ever been at your desk at 11 p.m. trying to finish up a proposal while your friends at corporate jobs are at home watching Netflix or like gone to get ice cream or the movies, and you're the one that's at home because you don't have that guaranteed paycheck on Friday, then you just need to know that there's lots of us out there that are doing that along with you. And that is where community comes in. So whether it's a mastermind group or a coaching program or simply a circle of like-minded designers, having people who understand your struggles will make all the difference for you and your business. And it's more than just support. It's about shared experiences. When you're part of a community, you're not just learning from your mentor, you're learning from each other and anyone else that's in that community. And you get to see what's working for someone else. You get to borrow an idea, you get to adapt to your business. And there is research that backs this up. Harvard Business Review found that entrepreneurs who actively engage with a peer community will grow 2.5 times faster than those who go it alone. 2.5 times faster than those that go it alone. Let that resonate. So I mentioned the Valley of Death. I want to talk about it because it is dreaded. It's the Valley of Death. You hear it a lot in business when you start getting into some communities. And it's a stage where most companies fail before they ever reach consistent profitability or scale. And it's a sobering truth that 4% of businesses that ever make it over $1 million in annual sales, but most of the ones that don't fall in the messy middle. And that's time when you're too big to operate like a scrappy little startup, but not big enough to have systems, processes, and steady cash flow. And that is where mentorship is a lifeline. Having guidance through this crucial stage can make the difference between scaling up or shutting down. I am a prime example of where we grew too fast, took on all the work, was doing all the things and bringing in people to do it. And it wasn't until 6 months later that I realized I brought in all this stuff. I was paying all these people and the revenues looked great, but I wasn't as profitable as I used to be before I had all these extra team members and a space. And I had never accounted for the growth and all the extra expenditures to make these projects happen, that all of a sudden I wasn't as profitable. I was better off when it was just myself. And it took me almost 6 months of losing money to get smart and realize that, I had a problem and I needed to fix it. But if I had a business coach, they could have saw that a mile away, because they deal with people scaling and growing all the time. And that was something, over 10 years ago that I was very grateful that I had instilled some processes in my business that allowed me to go back and check my dollars and cents very regularly. Now, if I had done it the way I do it now, I would have caught it a lot sooner, but I am grateful that I had started to put in some processes on my own via reading books and gathering information any which way I could to be able to stop the bleed before it went too far. So in my own career, I can say with absolute confidence that I would not be here today without mentors in a community who poured into me, who challenged me, and believed in me when I doubted myself. And because of mentorship, it has been so transformational in my journey. I now offer private mentorship for interior designers and decorators who are ready for that next step. If you just want to do one-on-one 60-minute Zoom call with me, tailored support designed specifically around your business goals, we are now offering that on the website. So you're welcome to go there anytime. But it doesn't need to be with me. Be with someone you resonate with. If there's someone who really, when you are listening to them speak, or you've read their book, or you really just feel like you're connected, that's the right person for you. That's what you want. You want to have that rapport. You want to feel comfortable. But it doesn't always have to be an interior designer to interior designer either, or a decorator or a designer or a stager. If you're really worried about the business element of your business, then find a business mentor who can help you with that. Or if it's marketing and if it's creative, like find who you're comfortable with and what niche you want and focus there. But I just wanted you to know that it's offered, it's out there, and there's some real value in it. And you can book sessions as you need. Ongoing commitment is not required. You don't have to meet in with me every month. Now, if you do want to do that, there are packages that we can work out that becomes a bit more economical. But I've had some clients who've come in with me and they have a big presentation. They've never had such a big presentation, or they've never quoted such a big job before. And they just want to make sure they're doing it and they're checking their T's and they're dotting their I's and they want to make sure it's correct. And when you actually think about a 1 hour meeting to make sure that you've tackled everything that needs to be tackled so that you don't lose way more money on the back end of it, there's real value in that. So I'm going to offer this expert guidance on topics from anything from pricing, process, attracting your high-end clients, and then how to keep them once you got them, and so much more. So whether you're just starting out or you're trying to scale or you're already in an established business and you just need an ear and to bounce off some ideas, we're here for you. I'm here for you. And these sessions can help give you clarity, strategy, and confidence for you to take that next step. But just know that I really want everyone who's listening, it doesn't need to be with me, find who you resonate with and find a mentor or a business coach, or again, whatever verbiage you would like to use, because they can add real value to your business. And sometimes it just takes that one conversation to completely shift the way you see your business. And I would love to be that sounding board, that guide, and that cheerleader for you. But here's my encouragement to you. Don't do this alone. Invest in yourself. Seek out mentors. Surround yourself with community that lifts you higher. And whether you call it a coach, an advisor, a guide, a mentor, the label doesn't matter. What matters is that you're giving yourself the gift of support, of guidance, of connection. And yes, this big, beautiful journey is so much more beautiful when you don't walk it alone. So today's episode, if it resonated with you at all, I would love for you to take a moment to leave us a 5-star rating in Apple or Spotify, anywhere you listen to this. And I would love to get your feedback on what you want to hear moving forward. I would always love to cater to what everyone needs. So if you let me know, I'm happy to answer your questions. Have a great week.